Pain is seeping out, demons taking center stage. Spirits in the crowd, are you not entertained? This world has its way of bringing me to my knees. I don't know which way will put me back on my feet. What's best for me, my destiny. I look up and I'm scared. Oh, 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 I'm in over my head, but I got to go, got to find my own way through. Gotta be the light in the dim with all I do. When I hit a wall, won't wave the white. If I trip and fall, you know I'll sleep when I die. But I got to go, got to find my own way through. Gotta be the light in the dim with all I do. When I hit a wall, won't wave the white. fall. You know I'll sleep when I die.
নীলিম আকাশৰ শুকুলা শুকুলা ডাৱৰ মোৰ জীৱনৰ তুমি এখন নীলা সাগৰ মনৰে পক্ষীয়ে দুপাখি মেলিলে বুলি তোমাৰ চহৰ मेरो कांची मेरो भोइरा बस्नु जिन्दगी तिमी मेरो कांची मेरो भोइरा बस्नु বিলীন বিলীন জীৱনৰ সপোন সপোন মৰমৰ মোৰ সাৰথি তুমি জীৱনৰ এখনি চাকি এন্ধাৰৰ মনৰে ঘূৰাই চেকুৰে বেগেৰে বুলি তোমাৰ চহৰ मेरो कांची मेरो भोइरा बस्नु जिन्दगी तिमी मेरो कांची मेरो भोइरा बस्नु तेरे ना तेरे ना तेरे ना
All right, everyone, welcome. Here we are. LTS happened at the Diamond League. Looking to prosper here tonight. We got some pretty nice teams coming in, a little bit new, but things are looking very, very nice here. What do you guys think here? We are getting everyone set up and ready to go for game number 1, but things are looking incredible here, and it's going to be a great night.
Oh, Salt, I am so excited for this night. We've got Ivy taking on MGT. Currently, Ivy is down 0-1. They did get 2-0 last week in that best of 3, but MGT up 1-0, taking a win over, I believe, BSG 2-1. So it is very early on in this league,
Definitely.
so we're still seeing how these teams are kind of working out. But very excited to see these lineups. Again, we're looking at players who are in that top 1%, top 0.1%. These guys are pretty insane. And yeah, I'm excited to see this because this is the second Ivy team that is also in Legends, so we get to see some more of their wonderful, wonderful players. But yes, MGT looking pretty damn strong. A lot of picks I was kind of going over. A few very unique picks that I'm curious to see if Ivy has done their homework against this, and I'm sure it'll come up in the draft. Don't want to leak the secrets here of MGT, but there's a few spicy picks here that I'm expecting are possible to. I don't know if they show up game one, but we might see them throughout the night, or if Ivy's done their homework, they might not make it through at all. But either way, two great teams we have on stream for the very first time, and I'm excited to see how it's going to play out.
Something that I really, really enjoy about watching such high caliber teams play is the bans are so unpredictable. In the lower elo, you always see the power picks getting thrown away, and occasionally you'll see a targeted ban at a specific person. But it's usually targeted bans because pretty much everybody here knows how to play everything. There's champion oceans for all 10 members on both teams. When you get to this level of play, you're either one of two things: a one trick, or you have a champion ocean so large you can play every single role at an equal level.
Definitely. And with that, sorry, go ahead. Finish your point, and we'll send it right off to draft afterwards.
I was just gonna say that I'm just really excited to see what these spicy picks you're talking about, Gurf, are going to be. If they're going to be left to the wayside and picked up for comfort, or if they're going to be gotten rid of for this game.
All right then. And with that, I'll send it right off to draft. Get things started for game number 1 of LTS week number 2.
Thank you very much, Salt. And now we are about to get into draft, ladies and gentlemen. We can see the lineups here across the board. Over on the side of Ivy, Hakare in the top lane, followed by Highs in the jungle. Today subbing in for Benjamex will be Sactele, or Milkbag there, for those of you who do not parler le français. Anyways, Korea Boo in the bot lane along with WH Turtle. Over on the side of MGT, we have Yuna in the top lane, carrying PB in the jungle, Goat BM in the mid lane, and the ADC pals there in the bot lane. ADC is pain, and the EDC is easy roll. So some fun names coming out too, but again, lots of big players tonight. And I was talking to just briefly about some of these picks. Taking a glance over, I noticed a couple of these players are able to pick up that echo, so I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being something that is a picker ban here today. Could be flexed around multiple positions, but of course, kind of showing up strong recently in a few games. We've seen those people who are picking up the echo are performing extremely well, but that Darius and Fiddlesticks ban to start us off, I believe that Darius is being directed against Yuna there. So we've seen scary Darius before. It's pretty damn scary when that champion ends up in their hands.
Speaking of scary champions, the Fiddlesticks going away. Not a champion that we really see all that much. The few times it has picked, it's been a very massive coin flip on whether or not it does well. That is definitely a targeted ban at Hayes there. It could. I haven't seen it in support in at least since they reworked him, but definitely a target ban towards him, followed by the Ivern ban. That is definitely a targeted ban at carrying PB. Excuse me. Ivern is one of those meta junglers that we don't see a lot as well, but has such defensive presence in the game because of his kit. Makes it very, very hard to actually take champions down because of that exploding shield, because of the amount of CC he's able to bring. Poppy, another one of those champions that is very, very hard to take down as well. And there's another.
I'm reading my notes right now. Yeah, I mean these bans make sense. They've done their homework. Both teams right now. The Poppy being banned away against Hakare there, I think it has around about a 60% win rate on that Poppy. And the Ivern too, another big jungler for I believe carrying PB. Absolutely target bans here. So both sides doing their homework tonight, knowing what kind of main junglers. I like the fact that they took away Ivern and Zach from Highs, or from carrying PB, sorry, flip it around. It's really smart of them. I think, in the right hands, those two champions can get a lot done for their teams. So let's see what Ivy's going to start off these picks with, as that timer is ticking down. Sometimes, we do experience a few lag moments here with PentaQ, but it will be the Varus picked up first for them.
It's very, very interesting because we have been starting to see a lot of Varus recently. He hasn't really been changed all too much. They've done a few fixes in the past to try and make him a bit stronger, but this champion has suddenly exploded onto the meta for what feels like legit no reason. It's for some
Speaking of.
reason. Yeah, speaking of champions, I'll get to that one in a second because I'm pretty sure that's going in a place that a lot of people are starting to pick up here. But Varus, his poke build is just so damaging. I believe you were there when we watched the Mint game, Game 5, when they picked up that Varus.
Yes.
Was 0-3 in lane, still ended out with the most damage on his team and ended up going like 9-3 and something. Died 3 times in lane and that was it. He said, I'm turning it around here, and that was just the end of it. And I'm just really excited to see what
What's I believe Koreaboo that most likely going to be in the hands of Koreaboo there. But yeah, back on over to the other side there of MGT. The Rumble being picked up. We've seen him kind of making an appearance or a reappearance, I suppose, back in the jungle. So very strong. The Equalizer can just offer so much AoE around these team fights. Kai'Sa obviously still a very strong ADC herself, but the response is going to be that Nocturne. I would assume that's most likely going to go into the hand of Highs there, take it into the jungle, but we can see that flexibility sometimes up into towards the top lane or the mid lane, depending on how it's going to be played here. But either way, you make the entire map go dark, and those Varus arrows, well, I think they're going to be landing their mark very, very easily. And I'm curious to see, again, back to that point on Varus, that what kind of build we're going to be seeing. Will it be the attack speed, or will we see the big lethality build coming out? We know we've seen a few times Varus actually building Prowler's Claw, which just enables him even further on that lethality. I think it's +5 lethality for every item after. Kind of strong. But the Galio there to round out the first rounds of Ivy's picks. And let's see what MGT is going to answer with back here. Possibly a support? Yes, it will be the Leona.
So them going for the Leona here makes me think that they believe that it is a Varus Galio in the bot lane. It could still go into the mid lane, and this is one of those combos that's actually been kind of forgotten about.
I think that's why the Thresh bans are coming out, because they might think it's going to be a Galio mid.
Yeah, it might be, but they might also be forcing the Galio mid with these support bans.
Absolutely.
But the Nocturne Galio was a combo back in Season 10, just like Galio comboed with the Camille, Galio comboed with the Shen. Pretty much anywhere, any champion that has a global that puts them directly on top of a bunch of enemy champions, Galio was able to combo with. Nocturne, one of those champions as well. The Shen goes very, very well with the Nocturne as well. I would expect a Shen ban just so that way the triple global presence doesn't just overwhelm MGT, because it's kind of unfortunate when you go for a gank in bot lane and then 5 people suddenly show up on top of one person.
That is never fun to be on the receiving end of that. So I'm not too sure. But you did mention at the beginning, some of these guys have how you put it, champion ocean. So I mean, it would be a nice door for them to have open, which it is right now. Shen is still on the board, but one more ban from Ivy here. And then we're going to see how these teams kind of want to round out their comps. Curious to see what kind of gameplay they're going for here in terms of team comp-wise, because we've got a lot of pick potential so far from the side of Ivy, just based on the 3 champs they have so far. But the Karma and Renekton there to round out the bans. And now MGT is going to get their R4, which is... oh, the big bad Silas himself. I mean, he's got a few good ults to steal there, Dream, I believe.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Silas was at one point one of the direct counters to Nocturne, because you take Nocturne's ultimate, right? And then you use the ultimate at the same time Nocturne does. Now Nocturne cannot ult anybody because he can't see anybody. It is a direct counter to be used by the Silas. I really like this pickup here, probably going into that mid lane. It could still go into the top lane, can be flexed up there.
Ooh.
Looks like the railroading did succeed to force the Galio into the mid lane if that wasn't the case already. But the Rakan, a really good pickup here if they decide to go for it. Looks like they're changing back to the Rel at the very last second there. Rel Varus, I don't think I've seen that combo before. I know Rel combos very, very well with the Kai'Sa, combos very, very well with Tristana, but not too sure about how she combos with the Varus. Varus isn't exactly a champion that can win level 2 engages unless he gets the stacks really, really early. So But adding the Wukong to that, it just makes Ivy's team fight. While they have plenty of pick, they also have a lot of team fight power with this combo. The Magnet Storm from the Rail combined with the Wukong ultimate, with the Galio over top and Nocturne blinding everybody, just makes everything so difficult for MGT to actually get the picks that they want to go for here. Varus with the Chains of Corruption in the backline. All 5 of these champions have hard CC in their kits. It is going to be very, very hard in team fights for MGT to actually deal with them in straight 5v5s.
There it is. I was waiting for this one, Dream. And if this gets locked in, then my suspicions, or at least my notes, are reflective. Yes, it is. The Garen picked up here for Yuna. That's one of his specialties. I was kind of holding my tongue there. I'm sorry to just kind of butt in there, but that's pretty damn spicy to see picked up. I don't think I've seen a Garen in play for quite some time, so glad to see MGT is comfortable just putting their players on something they're comfortable with. And you know, I do like the points you're making about Ivy. There are a lot of champions with CC over there, a lot of pick opportunities, but also the counterpoint to that, MGT I think have a lot of good answers towards that, and they especially lie in that Silas, the paranoia. Of course, I mean, you said it yourself. Huge counter to the Nocturne because he can't find somebody. On top of that, Galio can ult on one of his teammates if he can't see them. It's really, really nice what MGT has put together to essentially cause chaos within the ranks of Ivy. And of course, that big fat equalizer too. If Ivy is clumped up together in and around those dragon pits or those Baron fights, it can be really, really dangerous for them and able for MGT to possibly turn it around there. But I do like both drafts that we're seeing here right now, Dream.
Yeah, not only that, the Silas has 5 game-changing ultimates to steal from every single player on Ivy's side. The Chains of Corruption would be very, very good for Silas to steal. The Paranoia, the Hero's Entrance, the Magnet Storm, and Wukong's ultimate that is escaping my memory right now.
Cyclone, I believe it's called the Cyclone.
It is the Cyclone, yes. And
Yes.
the Cyclone. All 5 of those ultimates are very, very good. The Wukong's one is a little bit harder to steal because if he presses R on the clone, well, then he just loses his cooldown there, and it's really unfortunate when that happens. So, got to be a little bit careful when he's stealing that one, but the other 4 champions, really easy to steal. Very powerful ultimates that can change the course of the game, especially if Silas uses the Magnet Storm stolen from the Rel on multiple people.
Yes.
Allowing him to just get mass damage on pretty much everybody that he just pulled into himself. With the Rumble ultimate being able to come up on top of that, the Garen execute as well, the Leona ultimate coming on top of that, Kaisa able to just go pretty much anywhere she wants with the Killer Instinct. MGT also has a very, very powerful composition, and they do have scaling with the Kaisa, but other than that, there's not really a lot of late game threats for either one of these teams. Both the Varus and the Kaisa are pretty much the only ones that can scale into the late game comfortably. The other champions fall off around the 30-minute mark, especially the Rumble. His damage becomes less and less apparent, and once these tanks start getting items, it's going to be so much harder for the Rumble to actually get game-changing ultimates because the health and the items will come in to defend against it.
I mean, if I'm MGT, the target I'm putting out is directly on to Korea Boo. Every single time, I mean, that Silas can choose to just paranoia Varus every single time. You can drop the solar flare down on him. You can get that killer instinct back to him, drop an equalizer on that back line, and then Garen's just Garen. He's just going to run in your face. But there's a lot of opportunities for MGT to shut down the majority of the damage that's going to be coming out of Ivy, which is looking to me going to be in the form of that poke Varus. So Ivy needs to do a really, really good job at saving those ults, being patient for when MGT decides to pop everything out, because they need to make sure that Varus stays alive. They need to make sure he is protected, or else Ivy is going to lose out on these fights. So I am interested to see what I'm thinking, Dream, and it just kind of hit me here. We're looking at a big 20 to 30 minute slugfest right now, where we might not see a late game. These guys are here to team fight. Once we hit some level 6s, this game is going to get very spicy.
I definitely agree there. As much as I would love to see the lethality, the poke from half a mile away to take away 35% of your health bar with 1Q, I do think it would be more optimal to go for the crit attack speed Varus, just because the composition that they have built. Their entire team is AD based besides the Galio, and Galio has some high base damages, but he needs to be building tank. He needs to be that massive front line to protect, because there's a lot of AP threats from the side of MGT, and Galio excels against AP threats on the side of MGT, so he needs to be that massive front line. I don't expect him to be building a lot of AP damage, so just having the crit attack speed Varus to overcome the defenses of MGT could teeter them over the edge. The poke can do wonders, but I do think the attack speed crit Varus would be more optimal here, just because of the damage types that they have. They already have massive damage from the Wukong over time. They have the burst damage from the Nocturne, so just the sustained damage from the Varus would be the smartest play to go here. The poke Varus would do very, very well in delaying fights and pushing them off objectives, but other than that, in a straight up team fight, the poke Varus isn't going to do very, very well. That's why I would prefer the crit Varus instead.
Yeah, but where does that leave Koreaboo in terms of itemization, right? What kind of respect is going to be given over to all the CC that MGT also has, right? Will we see the cleanse potentially come out for him? Because once that Leona starts flinging out those Zenith Blades, things become a lot more scary in the bot lane. You do have the reliability of that Rel. Yes, really, really good for engages, but also really good at getting anything off your ADC. So I think that's going to be really nice, the fact that Turtle has picked up the Rel. We might see it more in defensive form, but I'm sure if Hyze and Sac-Delay decide to hit their 6 and make their way bottom, we're going to see that Rel flipped into attack mode there. So honestly, both teams have a lot of different avenues for how they can kind of approach these games. It's going to come down to patience. It's going to come down to proactivity. Another one of those big words that we like to bring up is which one of these teams is being the most proactive tonight with their comps, because really both sides can do that, but it comes down to those little trades. Here's a word here and there, or an early drag or an early tower, and who can snowball the most off of those little early leads. We've seen it happen time and time again, where it's death by 1,000 paper cuts, and I'm curious to see if that happens, or if we have more of that even back and forth due to these comps being pretty strong on either side.
Yeah, and that's the one final point that I'll bring up before we go to our spectator delay break here, is the power of these compositions are relatively equal. There's no team side that really has a glaring advantage over the other. Yeah, if we can get that poll set up. I don't believe we have it set up yet.
I am clicking it right now. So the poll is going to be up for, you know what? It'll be up for 2 minutes. It'll be a quick one. We are going to have those predictions up while we load into the game. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure to stick around for that and get those predictions in. Let us know who you think is going to win. But we will see you back on the Rift in a few minutes for game number 1 of Ivy versus MGT.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LTS Week 2. We've got game number 1 starting off. I believe it's Ivy on the blue side and MGT on the red. So let's see how this game's going to kick off. A couple of very strong comps for both teams here, and a bit of a scary start here if anybody decides to walk up.
That's not what I'm saying. Oh no, about look at Wukong's inventory.
Oh no. Oh
Oh,
no.
this
Not
is not-
again.
this-
You guys are better than this. Okay, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is our highest ranked league in Legends right now. So I think there's going to be a quick back coming out of Hakurei right now as they realize they're a little bit short on those items to start this game off. So
No, he's
that
gonna
goes
go
to
without him. He's going away without him.
maybe it's some master plan we don't know about. Maybe it's something we haven't picked up on yet from these guys. It's maybe a different strategy that we could see the early back and the TP to lane with a full. I don't know, Dream. I don't know about that one, but just trying to hypothesize here. We are getting into this first game of the night. Buffs are going to be up in just a few moments here, and we're going to see people start to slowly make their way to their lanes. Start this one off. An ocean on the map as well. So curious to see what kind of soul we're going to be getting, but I think the majority of this game is going to start to kick off once we see these champions hitting their 6, getting those ultimates. It's going to become a very, very volatile Summoner's Rift, I believe, for game number 1 here.
Yeah, it's something interesting that I also want to talk about really quick. Obviously got a little minor engagement in the mid lane. Is the fact that the Galio started with the Dark Seal as his first item there. Kind of interesting. I would have actually preferred either the Doran's Ring or the Shield, just because of Silas's damage in the early game. We already saw he was able to win out in that early game damage very, very quickly. Level 2 is reached by both the top and by both top laners up there. So, but we do know that Garen has a distinct advantage because he has Doran's Shield and a potion versus 0 items. So
Yeah, that's still gonna throw a question mark ping on that. You can see how much damage Hakurei is already taking as Yuna spinning to win there, going into Beyblade mode. Back to that Galio though, you know what? I respect the hell out of that. That shows he's not afraid of that damage. He is there to get those wins and push that advantage. That's kind of what you're looking for when you buy that Dark Seal. Is I'm here to get snowballing, to get that ball rolling and get ahead in this lane. Is he is laying down some decent damage already. Those bot lane laners now level 2, and yeah, right now everything is still in quiet. Jungles are just going through their pathing and picking up as much farm as they can. As those changes on 11.10 now, timer's a little bit longer, I believe, Dream, and allows for some more ganks, but look at Sakdalay in the mid lane, finding the damage, getting the passive off with that colossal smash, and that's going to be first blood for Ivy.
that was actually such a good solo kill there. I think made it very, very easy. As we got to fight in the jungle here.
Yep, Hai's taking down a half health as well too. Yuna again flexing one of his specialty picks. I was able to check in on the win rate there while we were on break. 66% win rate on that Garen? Yes, correct. He plays this champion just a bit, and he finds success on him quite a bit. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes on Yuna there. We saw the Darius ban out as well too in the draft, which is directly against him. But we'll see if this pick ends up being worth the double top ban next game. Still very early to decide on that.
Yeah, know this Silas already regretting his decision picking the Silas into the Galio there. Quite a difficult matchup for him, I would say, just because Galio likes it when you go in on him and you're an AP threat. So we do see that Wukong now has items going for the Doran's Blade and a Ruby Crystal there, along with the refillable and a Control Ward. So going to have a few more things in his inventory to try and deal with this Garen up in the top lane. So he should be fine now that he has those items. Down a little bit in CS, but the wave is pushing towards him, so we're not going to see much of a difference. As another engage, Garen is going to take a bit of damage in return, but there's a lot of minions there, so I do believe it's going to be about an even trade there. And
Yeah.
Garen will overall win the trade just because his passive allows him to regen. They're sitting on a ward that they don't know about, so they know very, very well that there's a cheese going on down there. As a flash
Oh,
is
look at this beautiful taunt. Justice Punch comes through as well, too. Healing up a little bit there, but will it be enough? No. High is able to pick up the kill there, but down to half health. Carrying PB is still going to be on the chase, but Sac Delay helping with the escort out, but melted down regardless. Carrying PB finding that trade kill here, and still on the chase right now. Possibly a little risky taking that turret shot, but will make it on out. We do see the TP coming through right now from Goat, as they are going to send some more numbers towards that mid lane. Galio's on his way back as well. As 1 for 1 on the map from that trade. I'm honestly quite surprised Carrying PB just found that last tick of damage to take down Sac Delay there.
I do believe that was both the burn and the red buff at work there. I do believe he still had the red buff. We do see that the 1 second.
Oh. Well, let's see what's happening. That Rumble just backed right now. Hopefully we have a Dream back with us shortly, but a pretty standard start to this game. Some ganks here and there, a little bit of trading in these lanes, but let's see right now as WH Turtle looking to go in, not quite able to find that mark, but look who's here. Sac Delay showing up once more, and Korea Boo gonna be putting down some poke from the backside there, and that does force the flash on out from Easy. So down a couple summoners there in the bot lane on the side of MGT. Still gonna be able to get that reset there, but will be lacking those summoners in the next time, which, you know, by that point, Dream, if you are back with us too, Nocturne's already level 5. Gonna be looking to hit that 6. This is a dangerous position for MGT to be in that bot side, so gonna have to play it very careful, knowing those ults are gonna be coming out soon, knowing that Paranoia is on the map.
Apologies for that. My dog had a bit of an issue with somebody at the front door.
Oh, all good, all good. We are back. We had a few summoners exchanged there in that bot side, but yeah, let's just mention in Dream, level 6s are coming in soon. Bot's gonna have to be careful of that Nocturne and Galio, who does now have the heroic entrance, or the hero's entrance there. But look at Easy right now. Rotating mid. Zenith Blade is going to go wide, but in goes Goat once again. Down comes the Equalizer on Sac Delay, and he will just melt away once again. Unable to escape from that. A beautiful 3-man rotation down into the mid lane. So, well played there by MGT. Now 2-2 on the board.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice roam from the side of MGT's support there. The Leona, as we got another fight here in the jungle.
Yep, a little dangerous there for Turtle. I mean, it feels kind of bad getting harassed like that in your own jungle, but yeah, that's the kind of pressure that MGT's putting down. But in the bot lane, it's Chains of Corruption from Korea Boo. Oh my word, that's the kind of Varus damage we were looking for. The full Dirk already built by him. Yeah, he's gonna be doing well against these squishies. Is up in the top lane now. Possibly some trades going on between Yuna and Hakurei, but Director Camera will take us away, so we get to take a breath for just a moment here.
Because we do see that Silas is sitting in that bush waiting for another
not again.
3-man gank.
Oh, it's happening again, Dream. Sac Delay jumped on once again. Turtle and Korea Boo are here, but Sac is down to about half health. His teammates will force him off. The TP coming through and the Paranoia being popped as well. In goes Wukong with the Cyclone. Hakurei finds one. Now Ivy joining the fray is going to be able to help the rest of their team. They are winning this fight. It's a double kill there for the Wukong. Ivy turns it around, and good response to that regank there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, Dream.
That was... It started as what looked like a pick onto the Galio for a third time in the row.
Yeah, I was getting deja vu from that regank.
Yeah,
but...
and then all of a sudden, like I said, multiple people just show up instantaneously there. The teleport used from the Wukong there, the ultimate from the Nocturne, making it really, really hard to actually see what they were doing. And then delaying the Nocturne to come in until after the first kill was taken. The Leona going down there. Still level 5. The level 6 from the Rel has already been reached. Did not have the Magna Storm during that fight, though. Otherwise, I think it might have just been more than the kills that they had gotten. They might have probably gotten another one, maybe 2. But we do see that Galio is going to be quite fine now back in that mid lane, picking up quite a few assists there, and 0-2 on the scoreline for the Silas there. 2-0 Wukong. Gonna be very, very hard for the Darius, the Garen, to deal
His
with.
other main. I know that's his other main. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Close,
He
close.
he does have the Berserker Greaves. Actually an interesting buy there. Usually we see maybe like the plated steel caps and the Merc Trez, but that makes me think that he's going for a bit of a hybrid build. Maybe the Divine Sunderer, maybe the Trinity Force, the Stride Breaker. Uh, but he
Drive
does
Force
have the
IE? Question mark? That would be
yeah
pretty spicy. But anyway,
that would.
back to your point.
He does have the Bramble, so it does mitigate a lot of the damage that the Wukong is putting out there. And because the Varus now has 2 kills, he also has that Call of Fields Warhammer in his inventory already, the Serrated Dirk. So he is going for that poke build as you expected. But he does have the Halo Blade, so a bit of a hybrid going there for a little bit of
Oh boy. Dream, if you pay attention to your mini map, we're about to have a little bit of a fiesta there in the bot lane. Paranoia coming down onto 2 members. Sorry, 1 member there will drop. ADC is easy. It is next to go. This is just well played all around by Ivy. Amazing macro. We saw the pings coming out 30 seconds before. They had a plan. They went in. They executed it perfectly. And you can see the kind of tempo that Ivy are starting to mount. Still sitting on that Herald as well, too, to push another lane.
I think, yeah, they're going to use it down here and get the turret.
Yeah, sure. Don't mind if I do. An 11.5-minute first turret. Yeah, gonna be setting up Ivy quite nicely for this gold. We are seeing a rotation in the bot lane. Another Paranoia that was hijacked away by Goat. He will be able to take down Korea Boo, and now carrying PB, trying to melt down this Rel, but now Highs is the target. Will the Nocturne be able to make it away? He flashes on out, but in goes Goat. Blocked by Rel, but it's not going to be enough. Turtles taken down as well, too. And MGT finding a couple kills to put back in their pocket, but that first turret going to be going down to the side of Ivy. We can see that gold is just about 1k on the dot in the lead for them. So really well played, but MGT still able to find a couple kills back.
Yeah, I think the stay. I don't think it was an overstay. They really wanted that turret. They did manage to get the turret. All 5 plates going to both the AD carry and the jungle, pretty much. Some plates are going to be returned here to the Kaisa, so she is not going to be completely left onto the wayside there. Has a very minor CS lead. Only 3, not just about. It's exactly 3 here. So going to get a little bit of gold back into her pocket, but we do see it's actually the Prowler's Claw going like you expected for the Varus there. Going to feel really, really nice about that. But having the mythic item finished already, going to feel very, very good coming into these next few team fights. And we might have one coming up soon because the dragon is spawning here in about 8 seconds.
Yep, we just had another team fight, just enough time to breathe here, and we're probably going to see them go at it again. All the ults available for Ivy right now. I believe, yeah, taking a look at the side of MGT2, just now that Killer Instinct came back up for Pain, so everybody on the side of MGT ready to rumble as well too, no pun intended, but we got 2 very strong teams right now, 2 teams with excellent ults on both sides, and well, they're not going to be fighting for this dragon because Highs is going to go ahead and pick it up here. And I assume MGT know that's going down. They're just going to go ahead and say, okay, fine, they can have that mountain. But there's the Paranoia. We are going to see it using the bot lane. 2 members of Ivy down there jumping onto Goat. He's just going to be ripped apart there as Hakare picks up the kill. 3 members joining up on this tier 2 bot turret. This is insane objective control so far for the side of Ivy. They are putting so much gold into the entire team's pocket right now by doing this, so really well played by them.
And remember how I said how risky it is to try and steal the Wukong's ultimate? That's exactly what happened there. He tried to use it on the
mid
clown.
lane, Solar Flare, Equalizer, dead Varus, yes. Nowhere to go from that one. Nicely done by Easy there to follow up. That was, yeah, nicely done. That's all I can say to that. Just really clean.
Very clean kill, getting direct hit. Not even flash. The flash was available for the Varus. Should have been able to flash away from that, but
Yeah.
probably didn't know that the Rumble was literally that in that general vicinity there. So ends up losing his life. The CC chain was just a bit too much, but going back to that point, the Silas actually pressing R on the clone there is, I think, the difference between victory and defeat, or at least trading 1 kill there. I do believe once a Nocturne gets there, I do believe the Silas still dies, but because he steals the clone's ultimate, he ends up trading his life for nothing. Unfortunately, in that bot side. But gold still relatively even. It's about a 1,000 gold lead for the side of Ivy. You would think it'd be much higher, given that they've gotten a full-plated turret down to their players in the bot side, and they got the inner turret as well. So that on the bright side, that bot side very, very good for scaling your players up to catch back up in CS if they are behind, because of how long that lane is. Very hard to go that deep when there's still multiple turrets in the mid and top lane that are protecting you.
Yep, and we do see. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I was just took a peek into the Twitch chat there and saw that someone made a good point about the Rumble items that we're gonna have to hold. That thought is Pain is just taken out right now. That damage coming from Koreaboo is kind of insane, but the equalizer will get dropped down. Turtle is in some trouble, but now all the members of MGT backing off as the paranoia is going to be ripping through 2 times, so we're seeing doubles here. Turtle is the target. He's going to be taken down by Goat, and Ivy is forced to peel on back to safety. That hijack coming through from Goat playing such a huge role in flipping that fight right back around. However, take a look at the Wukong for me if you don't mind. Look at this guy. Oh boy. So MGT find a little bit of a turnaround there, but Wukong continuing to try and get that split push. I don't think this fight is quite over yet, as MGT still threatening that dive around this top turret.
Yeah, trying to get the minions down to that turret there, but unfortunately not able to do it because Varus's damage on his Q is able to just rip through the minions. We already see that the wave is actually pushing into the red side there, as we got another fight going on.
Here we go. Equalizer drop down once again, but the Justice Punch should knock him up. Gallery's gonna go golden, and now Pain is in. Double TPs coming through from both these teams, and MGT gonna be forced to retreat, but it's the Cyclone ripping through the back line of MGT. In comes the Heroes entrance from Sac Delay, and I believe that is gonna be a 4-for-0 picked up by Ivy, and they're gonna go ahead and finish off this Herald. Still very early. I was going to say they're going to go ahead and start this Baron up, but no, still only 17.5 minutes into this game. This is slightly getting out of control here for MGT. They are going to have to slow it down really fast, or Ivy's just going to keep running away with this game.
Yeah, it's a really tough game to try and slow down too, because of how much engage that the side up Ivy has. Like I said, they have the triple or the double engage from the Galio Nocturne on top of the Wukong there. The moment Wukong gets to that back line, it is so hard to disengage from, even with the Leona being able to peel for them. It's very worrying from the side of MGT for this game, because of how hard it is to peel away, unfortunately. But they still have plenty of avenues to get back into this game. This game is by far from over, and I do think MGT, they can still come back. They, like you said, they have to slow the game down if they can, and just stall out until they can get items, because the Kaisa can do massive amounts of damage. The Silas can survive for a very long time. This very unique Rumble build with the Leandres does extra damage with his burns and his ultimate as well. So
yeah, the equalizer will be burning more. You have more of a chance to melt someone down, but in terms of synergizing with that overheat, I don't believe we're going to be seeing that kind of effect. I believe that's what Twitch chat was saying earlier. So I might have to fact check that. Don't quote me on their Twitch, but yeah, ideally something else would be more ideal, like that Knight, a Harvester, or even a Proto belt, the Rocket belt, if that's what they've changed it to now. But still, the equalizer, it's going to burn. It's going to burn you real hard. But yeah, Hackere, when that's happening, when that Wukong is just able to dive you like that, well, this is where things start to become a little bit more difficult. You start thinking about, okay, I don't know if we're still in this game right now. What do we do next? But carrying PB, not giving up yet, taking a turret shot. Hackere is going to have to run away. PB is able to melt them down once again, but on the bot side of the map, that will be Shelly spawned. That inhibitor bot turret is about to go down. So 4 members of Ivy pushing in onto the bot inhibitor at just, I believe it's 19, almost 20 minutes. This is insane tempo, but Solar Flare coming down right now. Paranoia is going to be popped. In goes Goat, but is it enough? There is the Rel coming back, playing that fight defensively, keeping Koreaboo alive, but the Demacian Justice will just smite away this Nocturne as Highs is taken down. So far, it's a 1-for-1 in this fight on the bot side of the map. Ivy making their way back, but still able to pick up an inhibitor off of that very early on in this game. I really love what Ivy's done. It's going to offer a lot of pressure into that bot side and possibly open up that window to get a nice early Baron here too, Dream.
Yeah, and because it is the bot side inhibitor, rotating players without TP to defend from the pressure from this bot side is a little difficult because the Baron's on the opposite side of the map. That's why I always like going for opposite side inhibitors there. Like if Soul is coming up, you want that top side inhibitor because it puts pressure on the opposite side of the map. Bit with Baron up, having the bot side inhibitor is really, really good as well. We already see that the side of Ivy is starting to push towards that Baron, trying to get vision around it, but MGT already beating to the punch, already has a little bit of vision there already, just in case. We do have multiple wards the base for missing out on the Chains of Corruption there.
That's going to be down for this fight, but up again in, I believe, 45-second cooldown on that, so not too long for that Varus to get his ulti back. Let's see what's going to happen here as Turtle maybe getting caught out, but no, it's the rest of Ivy on the backside of this fight coming over with the Blasco and Paranoia to go on into the Rumble, but he will go gold and stay alive for how long? I don't know about how long it's going to be, but the big equalizer coming down. Garen in the back line, and Demacian Justice, there goes the Rel. MGT trying to turn this fight around. High's going back into the Baron pit to stay alive, but Sac Delay trying to find something. However, all 5 members of MGT, oh my god, look at the base! The TP's coming through and might get cancelled! It is Hakurai gonna be able to take down the Nexus turrets. The backs are coming out, but are MGT gonna be able to do it? This Nexus is down to a quarter health. ADC is Pain trying to drop down the Acathian Rain, but in goes Wukong into his clone. It's gonna be game 1 taken by Ivy.
At
What?
22 minutes!
What just happened? Oh my god!
That was the most anticlimactic end to a game that I have seen in such a long time. I was trying to get to the point before that fight. There was a ward in the base for Ivy that people could teleport to, and that's exactly what Wukong did. He just teleported to it with the wave and just ended the game. The fight went so long that they didn't realize, and when they started realizing to try to channel the recalls, they got canceled multiple times.
Oh, that was just brilliant. Brilliant by Ivy. Brilliant by the Wukong from Hakurai there to know exactly how much gas he had left in his tank in order to finish off this game. So wonderfully played by the side of Ivy. MGT had a lot of good answers there too, but Ivy just put pedal to the metal, did not let up on the gas one single bit, and they end this game in 22 minutes. Wow. I have no words.
And remember, this same champion that just solo into the game started the game with no items. Started late with
Legend.
0 items. Like,
This man, Hakurai, had a plan coming into this game, knew exactly what was going down, saw the window, and took it. So honestly, huge shout out to Hakurai there for that. But I'm assuming there was definitely some team comms going there, and I would love to be a fly on the wall to hear what was going on. But player of the game poll is open right now, guys. So go ahead and vote for who you think deserves player of the game. I think I know where my vote's going, but we will see you back here for game 2 after a break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we have an amazing series on our hands. We'll be right back in 5 minutes.
All right, everyone, just before we do get back into this series, it is going to be Mr. Hakure Reimu as your player of the game, going 6-1-2 on the Monkey Man himself, doing some risky business there as that Wukong, just finding some great ultimates and some great objective control going throughout the entire game, just running around the map and ending the game all on his lonesome.
That was one of the best ways we could have started the series. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I believe these guys are ready to go soon, but yeah, just in the wise words of Ronald Weasley, that was bloody brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely wonderfully executed by Ivy there. But let's see if MGT can take one back. You know, with shorter games like that, I wouldn't feel too disheartened. I think, you know, these players are back in lobby, ready to go and ready to get into game 2. So
yep,
excited to see if MGT can pull one back.
And with that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and because the game was so short and the way it ended, you can't blame like any one lane for hard losing, or you can't blame like, hey, we lost this team fight which lost us the game. It was a backdoor. Like defending against a backdoor when all of you are in the middle of a team fight is so hard. Like, yeah, you could attribute it to how much they pushed that bot lane, getting that inhibitor at 19 minutes. Sure, but like the fact that they were able to complete the backdoor successfully at 22 minutes it's not something to get disheartened about. So I do expect that the mentals are still really strong for the side of MGT, and they're ready for this next game.
Yep. And with that, I'll send it right off the draft, right off to you guys, and let's get this started. I think there were already a couple bans, though.
Yeah, we're going by the bans very, very fast here. Exact same bans as game 1 there. Fiddlesticks, Poppy, Varus going to be the new ban getting thrown out this time around. We do see the Darius and the Ivern also getting banned away here. They believe that the Varus was a big threat, and I do agree that Varus was a massive threat in that game. It was the Wukong that ended it, but it was the Varus putting out the plays, solo killing the Kaisa as well at one point too. So getting rid of the Varus there, a really good ban there. Gonna see what Ivy decides to ban here, if they're gonna go for the same exact bans they did. The Zac would be the ban. They are actually going to ban the Rumble here. MGT did play the Rumble last game, and they don't want it to be first pick. That Rumble did a lot of work for MGT in the early game, but look what's left open. If you don't get the Rumble, you get the Morgana, and this is a triple flex champion, most likely in the jungle there. Not really sure how the changes to the jungle are going to affect her there. Instantly responded to with the Nocturne. So we're going to see a Morgana versus Nocturne there in the jungle. Nocturne doing a lot of work for Ivy in the first game. This time it is on the other side in the hands of Highs there. So very exciting to see what these players are going to put out here. Morgana hailed as probably the best jungler in the game at the moment. Despite the indirect nerfs to Omnivamp, her clear should be a little bit less healthy, but other than that, it should be fine. And we do see the Thresh picked up. This was a ban last game from MGT in the second rotation of bans. Not going to let it go second rotation this time around. Going to pick up the Thresh here, maybe to try and switch the Morgana from the jungle down to the support role. Going to be the Tristana picked up here for the side of MGT as well.
A lot of strong picks. A lot of like S-tier picks that are coming through on the board right now. See Nocturne back in the hands of Highs once again. Again, potential flex, but he played that Nocturne pretty damn well. And yeah, like you said, Morgana potentially flex to that jungle, mid, or support. Not too sure where it's going to end up yet, but offers a lot of great utility and showing that Nautilus, unless we're going back to Season 10, Season 9, questionable, where at Worlds we saw the Nautilus coming out mid, coming out top. I believe that is going to be Trist and Nautilus in the bot lane, so that does take away that support flexibility from Morgana. Unless, again, these guys are playing 5D chess and we're out here just
because that could still be a mid-lane Tristana as well, so...
Yeah, that is also true as well, too. Could be mid-lane Tristana. There could be an ADC still hiding. Maybe they go for an APC. Maybe they're looking to do something else in the bot lane. A lot of options here. While it may seem one-dimensional here, MGT are thinking 5 steps here in the draft. And it's nice to see, but it will be the Sivir as the response here from Ivy. So let's see what these next few bans are going to be from either side.
Yeah, that is a very safe bot lane there. Instantly banning away the Garen. Doesn't want the 2 Trick to have in either of his champions there. Darius and Garen going away. I do maybe expect a Wukong ban from MGT. Don't want to see the Mad Monkey go around and backdoor them a second
Monkey.
time in a row.
Yeah.
It is actually going to be a Galio ban hover for the side of MGT. The Galio did put a lot of pressure on the side of MGT last time, comboing very well with that Nocturne. Probably don't want to see it this time around, so I do expect the Galio to go away as well as that Wukong. No, they're going to switch up to the Yone at the very last second there. Interesting.
Interesting indeed. As I did see the Yone was something played by Ivy, so they're gonna take that off. They just don't want to risk a Yone showing up in the mid lane. As if it ends up being that Tristana mid, actually, I think Yone would have a really fun time chasing down that poor little Yordle. So let's see what it's gonna be here. The Renekton ban out again. They are heavily targeting that top lane right now. Poor Yuna, not allowed to play some of his mains there, but I'm sure has a few options there in the ocean of champions these players are able to kind of navigate and execute on. But one more ban coming from MGT, and then we're going to see how these teams kind of round out and what kind of objectives they're going to be going for in terms of team play here. If it's going to be another massive slugfest like we saw last game, or if they're trying to go for something different. But there's the respect ban against the Wukong.
Yeah, no more backdooring from the Mad Monkey there. Fortunately for MGT, obviously backdoors can be done by anybody, but not going to be done by the Monkey. And it's going to be a Volibear, most likely in that top side for the side of Ivy there. Blind into whatever they decide to go for in the top side. There's a lot of champions that do very poorly into the Volibear, and there's a lot of champions do very well into the Volibear as well. So gonna be interested to see if this is actually going to top side. It could still go to jungle, and we could see maybe a top lane or a mid lane Nocturne as well. So a lot of options from the side of Ivy, as we do see it is going to be the Tristana mid. We are going to see a Xayah and a Nautilus down there in the bot side. I do like this adaptation. Sivir Thresh, a very safe lane, very hard to actually get on top of and take down because of the spell shield and the lantern. So Xayah just able to freely farm up with this Nautilus, threatening pretty much anywhere he goes. And it is going to be that big beefy man, the Ornn, in the top side. So this solidifies MGT's lineup here. It is going to be that Morgana in the jungle, unless they do some wacky stuff and put that Ornn in the jungle. It is going to be that Morgana there in the jungle.
Yeah.
So, or Dallas isn't playing in this league, so
oh no,
a jungle.
no Ornn's mid. No. We haven't seen that for a couple splits.
Ornn's mid, no Xayah jungles.
Oh no, that the Xayah jungle, that just brings back pain. That's too soon. Too soon, Dream. Still too soon.
It's been like a month and a half. What do you mean?
Pain either way. Annie coming through here as the final pickup for Ivy. So we're gonna see that in the hands of, I would think, Sac-Delay there. But MGT with a very, I would say, rounded out comp here. You got your two tanky buns around this team sandwich here, the Ornn, the Nautilus. And a lot of damage in between. Morgana, one of the best clear times right now in the jungle, and considering what those few changes have come through in the jungle, she is going to be able to look for those ganks very easily, I would think, into this team. Mid lane definitely needs to watch out that spell shield with the Sivir. I don't think bot lane will be the exact place you always want to go, but can offer some really nice ganks from literally out of nowhere. You don't even see the binding coming sometimes unless you make sure to have that vision up. But Ivy going for somewhat of a similar team comp here, possibly going for those picks, the Volibear, the Stormbringer, paired with that Paranoia from the Nocturne. You can look for some really nasty tower dives with that.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was having mic issues there for a second.
All good, brother. All good.
So, so it is going to be that Ornn in the top lane versus the Volibear. So not only do we have two big beefy boys in the top lane, we also have a very ancient rivalry between gods in the top lane, between the champions, not the players, but two gods that really hate each other because Orin is a dick, and Volibear hates him. So
So we have literally a lore matchup right now in the top lane, which is really spicy. You know what? We'll see. You know, I was a little question mark on Hackere not building something to start this game off in game 1, but clearly they are in 82 dimensions ahead of us, Dream. So I can't even comment on him. He's just good. He's just so good.
we're in a 3-minute spectator delay, and he's already finished this game and moving on to the next series next week.
Oh boy. I am very excited to see how these two teams are going to play out, though. But, you know, a lot of 80 damage in the form of that Tristana and Zaya over on the side of MGT. No, it's not the Leona, maybe thinking back to last game, but it will be that Thresh there finally locked in. Predictions will be open very soon. There they are on your screen. Predictions are now open, so let us know who you think is going to win game number 2 here. But yeah, Dream's trying to win it again, so we'll see what happens by the end of the split. But if for any details on how we run our little tokens, you can just use command top there. Check out that leaderboard as well as the information on how to play. As well, yeah, Dream, go ahead, redeem another crown. I'll fix you up after our series here. Anyways, guys, huge shout out to all our viewers in chat tonight. Thank you guys again so much for coming in to support the stream.
I do believe this is the most viewers we've had on LTS Premade on Friday.
Yeah, it's getting we're growing. Oh my goodness. And I just got word in from our producer tonight, our streamer, that we have also cracked that 1,300 follower mark too. So again, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you so much for supporting us here at Legends. I appreciate all your love and just being here tonight and supporting us. Love you guys so much. But let's turn our focus back to this game, because I am loving what I'm seeing out of both these teams right now. They are bringing very strong comps into game number 2 once again. But Dream, let's hear your thoughts before we head on out to our break. We have a couple minutes till that.
So I already just talked a little bit about this Morgana. The Morgana hailed as probably the strongest jungler in the game, if not the strongest, one of the strongest. A buff to her jungle clear a few patches ago just put her over the edge. Now able to do very, very well in there. We saw flashes of it last season. Towards the end of the season, I saw flashes of the Morgana jungle. Was a hit or miss, and I saw flashes of it throughout the season. Up before that buff was still hit or miss, but the moment those buffs came in, she just exploded onto the scene as probably one of the most dominant junglers we've seen in quite a while. Maybe besides the Hecarim, who did control the jungle for such a long time this season. They finally nerfed him enough to where nobody wants to play him anymore. So no chance of seeing Hecarim unless somebody is really, really desperate. But into that Nocturne, we saw highs on the Nocturne last time, did very, very well with that Paranoia. Mid lane is something that I really want to pay attention to because of how difficult it is for the Tristana to jump in if Annie is anywhere close to having that stun up, because she could just jump into a stun and lose about half her health bar just from the amount of damage, especially if the Annie goes electrocute and walks away with the E, just putting out so much damage with the Annie, able to basically keep her mana at 100% the entire laning phase with the key resets upon executes on champions or minions as well. That bot lane, very, very safe for both these champions. Nautilus does have the engage edge over the Sivir Thresh, but very, very hard for the Nautilus to engage onto a Sivir Thresh because the spell shield can just block the Nautilus Q. If it doesn't block it, then the Thresh still has the Lantern to keep that safe. So if they are going for anybody, I do expect that the Thresh is the champion that they will be focusing on down in that bot lane. There's going to be a lot of jungle assistance needed for both sides on these bot lanes if there's going to be any kills involved. But we are running out of spectator delay here, so I just want to ask you really quickly, who do you think won the draft?
Well, I voted for Ivy first game. I'm just gonna put my money on to MGT this time, just to balance out the scales here. I do like the comp they put together with their tanks and all that damage, but we're gonna have to see how it plays out. If Ivy can take it home 2-0, or if MGT is gonna send us to a game 3. Keep watching, because we'll be right back after this quick break and on to the riff for game 2.
saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to LTS Premade Week 2. We are loading into game number 2 of the night. Ivy currently up 1-0, and everybody's got items to start this game off, Dream. So we are officially rolling into this series. Let's see if Ivy is going to take it home 2-0 tonight, or if MGT can bring one back. Send us to that game 3 that we love to see, but Ivy with another strong comp going for something similar in terms of finding those picks, but some pretty big beefy boys over on the side of MGT for this game 2.
And they absolutely hate each other. Both going for Grass of the Undying as well. We see the Dark Harvest for the Morgana. I do really enjoy Dark Harvest on Morgana, especially if she's going in the jungle. It's really the only jungle, or not really the only jungle thing that she can use, but it is very, very helpful in the team fights with the Dark Harvest procs that she can get off in the middle of team fights. Hail of Blades, very standard, going with the Cleanse in the mid lane for the Tristana. Lethal Tempo for the Xayah, very standard, and Aftershock over Guardian for both of the supports there. I do like that. It is double. It is ranged in melee in both lanes, so going for the Aftershock is a lot smarter here. Lethal Tempo for the Sivir there. Very, very standard there, going for the attack speed build over the Dark Harvest build. We do see Electrocute, as I expected, for the Annie there. Lethal Tempo, which makes me think that the Nocturne is going for more of a damage-heavy build instead of more of a bruiser-heavy build here. So everything is fairly standard, nothing very that glares out to me this time around, as we do see a little bit of trading, but the feathers don't do all that much damage passing through enemies right now. So
Yep, just a little bit of trading, a little bit of exchange of damage so far as bot lane stepping up a little bit. Those level 2s are going to be coming out very soon. You can see Easy taking that step up, looking for the anchor, not quite able to do it as he Spider-Man's on over to the wall there. But Turtle looking for a hook back. It's going to be a couple of missed ones down there in the bot lane. So, you know, they're just calibrating, Dream. Let's give them some time to get warmed up on those. But they will have those 2s now ready to go, as we're actually going to see a roam in from ADC to get some vision onto the Gromp and blue buff there of Ivy's jungle. So they are going to see highs probably show up soon, I'm sure. Yeah, look at this. Turtle knowing exactly where that Nautilus went, knowing to clear that out. So MGT will not be allowed to have that information earlier, but can have maybe a guess of where that Nocturne is.
There's the block, as we do see another whiffed Q from the Thresh there, but I was going to say, because of the blue buff and the Gromp still being shown with that board for as short as it was, they should know that the Nocturne is on that bot side of the map at the current moment. We do see Morgana is mirroring it. We see Tristana also walking down here, as we got another fight up in the top side here. Hold on.
Yep, look at these guys duking it out again. Hakare a little low on health there, getting beaten up by the Ornn, but he will eventually be able to trade it back. We see the grasp stacks are stacking, as yeah, those rotations, I think, yeah, it's a game of rotations. We saw it last game, especially early on where MGT was roaming around. But it was Ivy that ended up responding to those rotations just a little bit better in the end. Let's see what ends up happening here, as High's now on that top side of the map, taking himself another scuttle. And there are numbers heading towards the top half of the jungle, potentially a sack delay. Can maybe smell something out here, as seems a little fishy. Something's up, and he knows it.
no vision for the Ornn here, but we do see that the Nocturne is just backing here. A little bit difficult to actually burst down the Ornn, so much safer play to go for the back instead there. We do see the vision is starting to time him out, but still no vision for the Ornn here. Has 2 wards in inventory, hasn't placed them yet. I thought this was a gold thing. Apparently it's a diamond thing too, as there's the dash gone away. We see the Morgana walking up there, so probably
boy.
going for it. Hold on.
Look at the flay from Turtle, but the bomb is going to be coming down onto Kriyabu. Hook will land. Beautiful death sentence there, but they anchored our answer back. Spell shield comes through, and Kriyabu will make it out alive, but surprisingly turned around on the heads of MGT there. They thought they were going to find the pick, but in fact, it's Tristana who ends up getting chunked just a little bit more than they anticipated, so Goat will have to back as well too. A Mountain is now on the board right now. That Mountain Drake has spawned. We will get to see that start off here. And I believe we got a Cloud Soul last game Dream. So, I mean, having that extra movement speed and the cooldown on your ultis, I don't think we even saw the Soul come through because it was only a 22-minute game. But those early Drakes can be a little bit beneficial if you're able to get them safely and not really sacrifice any kills or pressure lots. But we could see ADC's Pain picking up a nice little chunk of turret plating gold for themselves there in the bot side. As now we are just back to farming and trading and poking in these lanes. Very standard start opposed to what we saw last game. However, Sac Delay, a little bit scary with that Annie, that stun being up, but no 6 yet to get Tibbers out.
We saw Goat very easily jumping out of the way. So that way no extra damage could come. Nice reflexes to go ahead and get out of dodge, as we do see a fight in the top side. Hold on.
Yeah, let's check it out right now. Direct to Cam will take us back towards Dragon because that's how it be sometimes. No, they just exchanged a few blows again. It's going to be a little bit of a wet noodle fight there, I think, for a bit. But we do see the sheen on Hakure. So going to be dealing out a decent amount of damage. However, in the bot side, the anchor coming through gets blocked up by the spell shield once again. There are numbers around this bot side for either team, but it's really the first one to step out of place, the first one to make that commitment. And both teams don't want to be the one to do that quite yet. Black Shield actually coming out. Binding going to get blocked there by the minion in the mid lane. So Sac Delay will be safe for now. ADC's Pain maybe in some trouble. Gets down to about 3/4 health, but so is Karibu. Has to back on out with that Nautilus, threatening that hook once again. And a bit of a cooldown on that spell shield, but it is available. So still needs to be careful of that damage from the Xayah.
Yeah, Xayah able to get multiple feathers out there, getting some extra chunk damage onto both Kriyabu and the Thresh there. Thresh not feeling it nearly as much because, well, it's Thresh and there's no damage yet from these bot laners. We do see that the Mountain Drake is going to be started up here.
Yeah, no answers really from the side of MGT, but in the top half of the map, that is going to be the Call of the Forge God coming through onto another God. Flash for flash there, carrying PB, trying to find Hakure with the Soul Shackles there. Won't be able to do that. And in the meantime, Ivy on the other side of the map picking up that first Drake of the game, that Mountain. And next up, we will see the Infernal coming in about 5 minutes here, so a little bit of damage early on for whoever can pick that one up. But so far, it's still a 0-for-0 game. We saw First Blood much earlier last game. Let's see who's going to be securing it this game, because really, the tempo swing can be so insane based off these early kills. But these two junglers right now trading around for this red buff. It will get smited down, I believe, by Morgana. Carrying PB is there. The knockup will not land. The root is still down. High CC'd for like 600 years there, because that's how long Morgana bindings last. However, the red was stolen away there by MGT's jungler, so a little bit less gold in the pocket of that Nocturne, and you can see the CS differential already starting to kind of get out of control there for junglers.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, the Morgana, a very, very powerful jungler right now. Looks like those nerfs really didn't do much of anything, as Morgana just does the fade away from the blue buff there, and is going to head down towards her bot side, where her red buff is still safely nestled in its berth, ready to be taken at her leisure, as Nocturne is trying to clear his top side and hopefully get to his blue buff before Morgana takes a gander over there as well and takes that away.
I'm just watching. The clear time on the Raptors is absolutely insane. How fast she's able to just rip through. But it's always interesting watching the jungle pathing from these players that are at such a high caliber here. So very cool stuff to watch from our junglers as they're just going around getting that optimal clear path here, especially with that Morgana. 71 CS to the 58. Well, 61 now. It's climbing. They're both power farming right now, but I'm sure with both junglers being on the bot side of the map, no dragon for 3 minutes. We may see potential little something breaking out here as Turtle gonna throw the thumbs up there. Both supports flash their mastery level 7s just as a how do you do, and they will go and part their separate ways. So nothing happening there in that river. Still no kills on the board. We're about to hit that 10-minute mark without a first blood, but we'll see how long that goes on for as everyone's just power farming right now. The gold is pretty much dead even. Only about 100 gold advantage for the side of MGT. This one's just waiting to explode here, Dream.
It's a very close game, and I think there's been a lot of skirmishes, a lot of fights, but no deaths. And I think the reason because that is because it is so hard to actually get kills on a lot of these laners. The Sivir Thresh is a very safe lane. Annie can feel for herself with the ultimate. Hold on, we might get something here as Tristana face pressure. Oh no, she's just gonna walk away. Never mind.
She's just gonna jump out. Yep.
That's exactly what I was talking about. How hard it is for champions to actually get caught up on. But the Xayah has the ultimate and also the feather pool to try and get away from things. The Thresh has the... Hold on, we got something going on here.
Something. Hackaway is going to get locked up. The Soul Shackle's coming through. Call the Forge God as well too, but the Stormbringer over the wall does not matter. That pool is there to melt him down. And carrying PP gonna find first blood here for MGT, but it's not done yet in the bot lane. Turtle's getting jumped on. He will flash away as the box is popped up there, but it will not stop these members of MGT right now as they are still putting pressure on this top half of the map, forcing Highs to stick around there for maybe a little longer than he thought. But in the bot side, Hook's coming down. That Lantern in for Sac Delay. The trade will come through as ADC is Pain will find the kill on to Turtle. But it's a 1-for-1 as Easy will fall as well too. So the Sports traded out there in that bot half of the map. Still 2-1 for MGT.
Yeah, and most importantly, the kill does go on to the Xayah there, who already feels very, very strong in this lane. Sivir, a lot of her damage comes from her abilities, not her auto attacks. Her auto attacks do a lot of damage, yes. As we do see the Spite secure from the
Nice spell shield.
Nocturne there. As we got the top lane, hold on.
Yeah, they're duking it out here. Is Yuna chasing down Hakura, or is Hakura chasing down Yuna? Which one is it? It's just a bunch of wet noodle blows exchanged back and forth. There's not much happening yet there. When we see the numbers rotate up there, yeah, top lane can get a lot more spicy, but both those champions, the Volley and the Ornn, very difficult to take down, especially when they're just trading with each other. So we'll have to see that. The Volibear looking to potentially... He's not building Triforce, is he? I'm losing my marbles. I see the Sheen. He is building Triforce. The Hearthbound Axe as well, too. We might see the Tri coming out from this Volibear, which means he is going to be hurting a little bit more than expected. But look at the numbers on the bot side. Paranoia coming through from Highs. He flashes on down. The challenging smite onto Pain as well, too. That Xayah is getting quite low. The Flay on back from Turtle. Now that will be the Xayah falling down, but in comes the TP. Sac Delay locked down. Yuna is here as well, too. Will not be able to get that knock up, but carrying PB will get the trade back 1-for-1 for both these teams. ADC from mid. And with that Infernal on the board, let's see who's going to be rotating over there, as it is MGT sending the numbers on over, looking to pick up this early Infernal.
Yeah, and you've talked about it multiple times. That's the early Infernal can be the deciding factor between a kill and a survival of a kill.
Yeah.
And having this very early Infernal going to feel pretty good. It's only a 4% increase, but still 4% more damage for every champion. Still gonna feel really nice, especially because the point of this game is to do damage to champions and objectives. And having more damage to do so makes it easier to do damage to said objectives and champions. So
yes, welcome to the game of League of Legends, everybody. I usually do say that, Dream. In this case, I redact that statement just because the fact that Ivy also has that early mountain, so we are going to be seeing 6% armor and magic resistance added on to Ivy, and only 4% attack damage and ability power given on over to MGT. So all in all, it works out to to like 2% armor and magic on the side of Ivy. So when it comes down to the actual numbers, it is very, very minuscule with the balance out of both these Drakes. If they were both on one team or the other, I think, yeah, huge, a nice little early difference. But in the top lane, it's the double gank up here. Hackaway and Highs coming through. Stormbringer down onto Yuna. The Call of the Forge God was used earlier, but it's not enough to keep these two off of you. Ornn taken down. Third kill picked up here for Ivy. And they're going to be feeling pretty good about that.
Annie had the Ignite and the Ultimate ready. If she decided to go all in on that, I do believe Tristana just ends up dying there. And you see just the respect, the moment the Annie just walked in her own direction, wasn't
no thanks.
Instantly jump away. Doesn't want to deal with that whatsoever, as the supports once again trade their Mastery 7 emotes.
Hackaway though, on the split push, once again, he's just taking down that tier 1 top turret. And now the Paranoia is actually coming down on a Morgana. Beautiful death sentence as well too, and the flay over the wall. Turtle doing a great job to make sure his team secures that. Hackaway coming through with that TP as well. And Ivy picks up 2 on this bot half of the map. The jungle and the support going to be gone. So a lot of that engage, a lot of that CC no longer available to MGT for the next few seconds. So this is a little risky in this bot side, guys. Just be careful. But they're looking to push it on in, potentially take another turret as, yeah, Ivy playing the objective game this series so far really, really well.
He has one turret down up in that top side. We do see Ornn is catching that wave because of the teleport down to the bot side, but it should be a return. Hold on.
Oh boy, Buster shot on back, but there's nowhere to go. You're stunned up. Tibbers does come out. A little bit short on that. Morgana has shown up. The pool will be able to take down Sac Delay. And now Tibbers is mad that Morgana took out his master. So he's going to go ahead and whack that Morgana a few times. Very close to finding that Tristana. But I guess, yeah, really smart on that Buster shot play. I was kind of questioning, what's the point of that? No, Morgana's right around the corner. So able to turn it around and get that kill advantage overall for MGT. But still 5-4 on the board there for Ivy. And we're still seeing lots of great back and forth between these teams. Ivy about 1.5k gold up. And I think a lot of that we can say is attributed to those early towers that Ivy has been really good at picking up tonight.
Yeah, definitely. They're the 2 towers able to be utilized to their fullest extent there. Both the bot and the top lane towers are down, so a little bit easier to go for these neutral objectives. Obviously, the mid lane towers are still available to be taken for both teams, but the blue, there are 2 towers from the side of Ivy that are very, very low. Tristana able to, hold on.
Oh, let's see it. That's going to be the anchor coming on down. The depth charge, I believe, is still in the tank right now, but they are going to be able to take down Sac Delay. However, the Paranoia response back. So far, it's a 1-for-1. Make it a 2-for-1. Highs with the response to trade it back into the favor of Ivy. As they thought they had it, but no, that Annie is going to be pumping out a lot of damage. Triss fell, and then a great response once again by Ivy's jungler.
The attack speed on this volley bear, man. Oh, as we got another fight going on here. Hold on.
Oh, look at him go. This is what we were waiting for. Before it was a bit of a wet noodle fight, but Hackaway is just slamming away on this Ornn right now. Call of Forge God will not do anything Stormbringer to take him out, but carrying PB is not going to allow Volley to sit around and sin that much in the top side, so the trade back will come through for MGT 1-for-1. Both top laners taken out there, but Hackaway showing us just how scary that volley's coming through, especially with that Triforce now completed on him. Yeah, he's gonna be hitting pretty hard now.
Some people in the chat having their reservations about this Triforce build from the
Some
volley bear,
think it's trolling, some think it's godly, but right now Goat BM has nowhere to go. The death sentence will not land, but it doesn't matter because Annie's got stuns for days. Tippers comes out just to say how do you do. And they pick up that Tristana once again as, oh, Koreaboo gonna pop on the hunt there to get out of range of that. Very close. Very close stuff. I mean, you take your eyes off these players for 1 second, and they're going to be doing something crazy, but it is the Cloud Drake started up by the side of Ivy. It looks like they're going to be able to secure their second Drake of the game pretty easily here.
And there's not much that the other side can do at the moment to try and stop this dragon take. It is the second dragon of the game for them, so they're not too concerned about going for it at the moment. It's when we get to that soul that they might start going for it. Then again, the Cloud Soul, while very, very good for the entirety of Ivy there, doesn't have the same impact for the side of MGT. Besides the Morgana, having the Cloud Soul with the Soul Shackle is a little bit ridiculous because now you can't run away.
Oh
Hold on.
no, Paranoia coming through once again, stunned on up under the tower, the flash from Sacdelay. Oh, c'est bon dream. That was beautifully done there by Ivy. They find themselves another kill, and this is becoming, again, that situation we saw in game one. Very hard for MGT to stick in this game with the amount of picks coming out of Ivy. How do they slow it down? How do they stick in this game when the snowball is seeming to take off right now?
Yeah, the this Tristana, like how Goat was playing on the Galio, is getting picked on quite heavily this time, or on this champion. I do believe it was him playing the Galio, was it? No,
Yes, it was last game. It was the Silas in the mid lane, I believe.
It was the Silas in the mid lane. Okay, I got my players mixed up. Excuse me, but still, he did get picked on a little bit. Galio able to solo kill him, and now he's been getting two-man dove under the inner tower twice now. Unfortunately, there it looks like they're probably going to be doing that pretty much on cooldown. The moment Tristana shows up and shows their face, we're going to see Annie and the Nocturne just combo on them. Already see the Nocturne ultimate's back up already. Only a 62-second cooldown. Yeah, and Tibbers, both of them are back up. 53-second cooldown on that Tibbers as well. So.
Yep. This is where MGT need to be very careful and really need to get their vision control up on the map, because you can see that entire bot side of the map there for MGT of their jungle completely in the dark right now. But Hakare is in some major trouble right now. Multiple members from MGT there, the Stormbringer, to try and get him out, but the Call of Forge God will slow him down. Over the wall comes Goat M, and will actually come face to face with Volley. I don't know if that's the one you want. Big damage from that satchel, but no jump. No, it's back off a cooldown. One more will do it there, as MGT able to find the kill on to Hakare. However, this opens up the map here for Ivy to do what they do best, which is pushing objectives. They are attempting to open up that mid lane, but the numbers coming down from the top side of the map from MGT, a little bit overwhelming there, so they will respect it and they will back off.
And they burned a lot to kill that Volibear there. The ultimate from the Ornn, the Call of the Forge God, the Soul Shackle, the depth charge, all down at the moment. So pretty much all of their engage capabilities just used just to take down that Volibear there. Going to feel pretty good for the next engagement if it happens very, very soon. But you see the Dragons not for another minute and a half though, so all those ultimates should be up for the next engagement here.
Also take a look at those TPs as well, both available for either top laner, and we've seen many times in this series so far those TPs being used very well from really both teams. But in that time I'm saying that, Ivy able to crack open that mid lane, find the third turret of the game for themselves, so they're going to extend that gold lead just a little bit further, up about 2.3k gold for them. And exactly where is that gold? We can go ahead and take a look if it's even here, or exactly where that gold disparity really is, because you know we see a few of those lanes, especially in the jungle. It stands out. Yeah, jungle and top.
Top lane.
Yeah, but take a look at this. Koreaboo getting that bomb dropped on by the Tristana. The explosive charge there forces her back, and that is enough for 2 ADCs to go ahead and clean up that mid turret. So MGT takes it back, opens up the map a bit for themselves too. And now we've got a big wide open Summoner's Rift Dream. Vision is going to be so important in the next few minutes, especially for staying away from Ivy's disgusting picks.
Going ahead and looking at the items here, we do see that the Ornn has reached level 13, which means his item has has upgraded himself. Now with that Forge Fire crest, so it's
Oh.
just gonna go uphill from here for the side of MGT as
Oh my god.
this is a
Oh
death push and a
my
half.
god. MGT playing very, very ballsy right now as they are going to take the Blast Cone on over, looking to pinch off Ivy right now, but they're all together right now. They're forming their own Death Brush as carrying PB will find the stun down onto, or the root onto Turtle. My apologies there. But both teams now reformed 5v5, fighting around this dragon. We might see a very big one right here, right now, as this cloud is going to get started up by MGT, forcing it on towards them, but let's see, it's the dance around the dragon right now as Zach Belay, we can see, sitting on the backside right now. It will be smited away by Morgana. Nice little death sentence, but there's the Paranoia and the Annie on the backside of the fight. Timbers is going to be coming out, but Annie going golden immediately right now as this damage coming from Ivy is insane. Yuna able to find that Thresh in the backside though, but Ivy turning around, nowhere for this Ornn to go. They're going to be able to take down another. Right now it's 3v3. Is MGT able to turn it back? No, they are not. Ivy winning this fight. So far traded 3-4-2 in their favor. ADC is Pain is still trying to get out on this. Let's see if Ivy can pick up that 4th kill as, oh my goodness, High's getting a little low, but still able to clean that up. 4-for-2 overall. Ivy finding a massive win. They do lose the dragon, but I think that gold influx is going to be quite massive for them.
Yeah, because they are going to go ahead and put some damage down onto this mid lane inner turret as well. They're actually going to get the mid lane inner turret here. So now 5,000 gold, almost in the lead, about 4,500 gold in the lead for them. Going to be in a very strong position as we do see the teleport from the Ornn to stop any more pushing coming from them, and we do see the gather around into that top side jungle to put some pressure onto this Baron.
Yeah, they are going to be surrounding a control ward there, so MGT knows exactly where these members of Ivy are floating around. But again, take a look at our bot side of the maps right now. You can see on your mini maps down there in the bot lane, Hakare looking to get that split push potentially going again. So let's see if he can set something up. Even if he pulls the attention down from the side of MGT, that does again open a window for the rest of Ivy to look for that Baron. Yeah, they have definitely accumulated a nice lead for themselves. Can play a little bit more aggressively, a little bit more risky like that when they know they have those advantages. So Hakare again showing us where that kind of split pushing attention really takes its strength from, because he's doing an amazing job at it so far. But this is okay, yeah. Pain knows. Pain realizes very fast that something's up in this bot lane. Knows that Hakare has not left yet and will spot him out with those feathers.
Very, very smart to check the bush there.
Yep.
Face checking would probably spell instant death. That
yeah.
Bear, very, very powerful right now. Has the Trinity Force and the Obsidian, or the Black Cleaver. Obsidian Cleaver is what it upgrades. It used to upgrade to before Season 11. But would you see that Annie is going to get out of here? Maybe not. Would you see the Ornn call Fortune God?
Yep, let's see it right now. It's a flash away from that Dark Binding as Turtle gonna be just walking on out. He does have that lantern, which was a huge plus there for that Annie to get on out. Hakare is taking that tier 2 in the bot side. He's going to keep split pushing as MGT starts this Baron up, but they're taking it really slow. Ivy, 4 members around here, are going to have to make a response to this, but Hakare still pushing on that bot side, taking down this inhibitor. Baron is going to go over to MGT, but the Paranoia is popped. Are they going to go for it? The Featherstorm being used as well too, just to dissuade this Nocturne. Beautiful Flay as well too, but Thresh goes down, the box comes up, and now look at the damage coming through. Big Tibbers is popped. Huge knock-up coming from Yuna. Oh my goodness, is MGT going to be able to find it? Ivy still pumping out so much damage. These members of MGT getting so low.
Game's
and
over.
Ivy finds another win. This is done, Dream. This is done. Hakare on the base. Double Stormbringer onto the Nexus Towers. There is no one to stop this push. No one to stop the wrath of Ivy tonight. They are going to take this home 2-0 after being defeated 0-2 last week and find themselves their first win of the summer 2021 split. GG Ivy.
That was 4v5 that they managed to win. They won the fight 4v5 while the volley player was solo pushing in the bot lane because he didn't have TP to join it. And he does it again. Hakaru does it a second time in a row with the backdoor. Obviously, there was a full team fight and it was an ace, so there was nobody to back to try and stop him. But still, having the ability to just walk in, using the ultimate on both towers there just to delay the damage coming to his minions, just making it so easy for him to just push in and end the game. What a game from Ivy. Both games there. This one lasting only 6 minutes longer, 28 minutes for this second game here. We're ending the stream 30 minutes after our normal start time.
This is insane stuff from Ivy, and this is not to take away from MGT. They did play very well tonight, had some really great rotations, were also responding very well. But in the end, it's Ivy being the most proactive, and having such a strong split pusher like Hakure is such a devastating effect to a team that plays very well together as a 5-man death ball. We saw in those fights, with the exception of that last Baron fight, the majority of the time that MGT was able to really turn those fights around when they had the numbers. But that paranoia was held for so long, and I really gotta condemn Highs for that. They did really well holding on to that paranoia, not going in deep. So yeah. Commend. Sorry, not condemn. No, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I want to commend you. I got my brain mixed up here. Anyways, he held onto it though. We saw the Featherstorm popped very early in that fight, which means that Xayah is essentially a freebie. We are now open for business. Go ahead and grab this Xayah. But yeah, it was really well done, really patiently played by Ivy, and they kept an amazing tempo up throughout tonight's series. Didn't let up once. So well played, Ivy, but also well played, MGT. Just thank you for an incredible series, guys. Yes, and don't forget to vote for your player of the game. Those are also open right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight, but we will be back after the break to announce our player of the game, so make sure to stick around and see who your pog for game number 2 from Ivy is going to be. We'll see you back in a few.
I can't be a...
I was lost, just a shadow of myself. When you found me, I was lonely, yeah. But then you took my hand and said, it's gonna be alright. I'm here for you tonight. I'm in overkills for you, baby. Ooh, can't believe that you are my lady. It's so crazy, it's so crazy. She got the love for me, she got the love for me. She makes me feel like I'm the only one. She got the love for me, she got the love for me. She makes me feel like I'm the only one. I'm so high. For so long I've searched for something that feels right. For the love of my life. Then you took my hand and said, it's gonna be alright. I'm here for you tonight. Oh,
Welcome back, everybody, and real quick, player of the game announcement, gonna go to Mr. Hayes in that jungle as that spooky, scary ghost, Mr. Nocturne, going 6, 1, and 9, flying around the map, using that paranoia to make sure everyone has a phobia of ghosts throughout the entire game, just making things happen, and that's what you want out of your jungler, to be able to make things happen. Sure, he doesn't have to farm the best. All he has to do is go around the map and make things happen. And this is why Nocturne can be super powerful. And congratulations to Mr. Hayes once again for player of the game.
Booyaka, booyaka, 619. Beautiful game there for highs on that Nocturne. But yeah, great stuff from Ivy tonight. I mean, they were pedal to the metal the entire time. I know it's probably like the third time I've said it, but just getting those advantage and keeping the tempo rolling like that was really well played. They didn't really allow MGT an opportunity back in the game, especially when it got to the point where we saw members of MGT just getting continuously picked off by these rotating members of Ivy. So all in all, they played really, really well. They knew exactly what they wanted coming into this game to make sure our top laners just going to be split in this game like an absolute animal. But it was excellent stuff from both sides in the end. Ivy do find their first win of the season, and both teams at 1-1 at the end of the night.
What do you think, Dream?
MGT played very, very well. I don't want to take that away from them. They played out of their minds tonight as well. But it was a macro game, both games through and through. The backdoor ending game 1 and a small backdoor plus the Legends Ace coming in for game number 2 to end the game, or to end the series in a 50-minute series. That was, if you combine both, it was like 50 minutes and some change.
That was the fastest series I've ever been part of.
Yeah, same here.
Very fast.
This entire week, besides obviously the draft leagues, which are best of 1, but every single league up until today has gone to their full 3-game series. They've had very long casts. Very hard-fought victories for all teams. Then we come into this one, and then we get a 22 and a 28-minute game. And this is something I talked to Gerflo about. You don't see these ingenious out-macroing plays in, like, our tier of play, because we just don't think of them some of the times. Like, it is such a free thing to do, to just teleport to a ward and just walk in and end the game. But we're so focused on, okay, this objective's coming up, we got a team fight here for it, instead of just being like, hey, I can just go in the game. You want me to just go that way instead?
I mean, all these LTS games that we've been able to see so far have looked incredible, like unmatched gameplay so far. It's been amazing, and I'm super happy to be a part of this throughout this entire split. You know, every Friday night I will be here ready to go watching this happen, and it's amazing just to see all these players. You know, it's something that it's hard for like us to fathom, right? You know, we're not as great as any of these players. These players know what they're doing, and it's great to watch. It's amazing. And you know, every time we get a player of the game, like, it's like, well, this guy's like light years above me.
Yeah,
it's
and
crazy.
It goes back to that what I mentioned there before we got into the games tonight. Some of these LTS players we're looking at are in the mathematically top 0.2, 0.1% of North America. So this is a caliber of League of Legends that all three of us are new to watching and getting used to as well too, to keep up with that level of play. But it is an absolute treat every Friday.
Exactly.
This is the peak of my week right here, of casting these guys. So absolute pleasure getting to see both these teams tonight, and thank you to both their teams and everybody who tuned in tonight as well too to support the stream. We love you all, and thank you so much.
Definitely. And don't forget, guys, Valorant, all throughout this weekend. And once again, we'll reroll the week. Draft on Monday, Tuesday, and Premade throughout the rest of it. So have a good night, everyone. I'll see you back on Tuesday. Gerf will be back here on Friday as well. And, Dream will be back as well. Everyone's going to be here, production staff of tonight. If you take a look right under player of the game, you can see all of us. And you can just, shoot us a PM on the server if you need anything. Have a great night, though. Take care, everyone. And we'll see you back here. We're not going anywhere. Legends is not going anywhere. So have a great night, everyone. Oh, yep, go for it.
One more announcement before we go. Don't forget to tune in for Let's Talk Legends on Sunday,
true.
9 p.m. Eastern. We go through every single league on Sunday. I do believe this week we're going mainly through the pre-made leagues and through
Yes.
Valorant. We're waiting a week before we go through the draft leagues. So
No,
be
this
sure-
weekend actually, I will just step in here. This weekend is going to be highlights and bloopers from everybody. So we're going to be taking a look through your clips that you submit into the Discord. So make sure to find the highlights or bloopers channel there in our Discord. Submit your clips this week, and we'll be going through and watching our favorites this weekend. Next week will be the soft power rankings, well, let's call them that, for the pre-made leagues, and then the week after that we're going to do soft rankings for the draft leagues, just so we can get caught up. We can actually see some games played before we start making our predictions very early on. But it's going to be a fun one this Sunday for sure. Lots of great streams coming up too.
Definitely. So with that, I think it's a good point to sign off. All right. So thank you guys for all tuning in. We had a great night tonight, 50 peak. It was amazing. 1,300 followers as well. What more can I say? I can't be any more grateful than that. So have a great night, everyone. And, take a listen to some of the music we got going here. And I will roll the end credits. So have a beautiful night.